first two things, honestly, there's nothing you can't see. As in, how do you know that your belief system is okay? You know, by what you're doing. And how do you know that you have a plan? And that plan can be even kept secretly. But the third thing you have to work on, or the third thing I have to work on, is my ability. Let's say, if I want to move from 10,000 a day, making 10,000 a day means at the end of the month you're earning 300. Now, if you're making 1 million a day, it means at the end of the month you're making 30 million. Now, if you are leaving 10,000 to 1 million, the question is, which abilities do I need to acquire for me to live that much? You know, it's very easy to leave 10,000 to 1 million. Why? You add 2 zeros behind 10,000. But the question is, do you have the skills that can add those zeros behind 10? That's what we're talking about. Ability to perform. Ability to do something. Now, if you're going to make 1 million a day, all you need is a company, that's to begin with. And that makes 30 million a month. So you'd be at least in some category of people. If you can make 30 million a month, you are starting becoming rich, especially in Ugandan aspects. Earning 30 million a month, really, it is interesting for young people like us. But you can still, from 30 million a month, you can go to 300. But now, the question we're asking, do you have the ability to leave 10,000 to 1 million? Now, the question is, what skills do you need to acquire to reach that far? One, you may need the skills in leadership, because you cannot make 1 million alone. You need some other people to work with you if you're having a company. Now, do you have leadership skills? If you still believe that you're the best person who can do everything your way, that is creepy also. You need to start appreciating other people's abilities. Now, ability to organize people, that's what we call leadership. Ability to organize. Jesus realized that he could not work alone. He needed 12 people, 12 apostles, people to work with, to delegate work, to do stuff for him. And even so that when he's not there, these other people can work for you. But some of you are so self-centered, you think that you can alone work. You work alone. You find someone has a very big shop and he's there alone. You ask him for this, he brings it. Instead of bringing it and getting someone else who is making receipts, someone else who is delivering, you are doing all that stuff alone. Because you think people are bad. You think people are bad and thieves just because you don't know, you've not trained in leadership. Some of us who are learning leadership, we still believe that we can work with other people. Other people are not as bad as you think they are. So your ignorance is the one that is making you name people that they are bad. People are bad, they are cheats, they are thieves. No way. They are not. You don't have a system, a financial system, that can check their desires still. I mean, all employees, I normally define an employee as someone who comes late for work, goes early from work, and when he gets an opportunity to steal, he does so with one heart. If you're having employees, you expect them to do that. Now the question is not chasing them away. The issue is, how do you limit their capability of cheating on your time? They are cheating on your money. Because you don't know how to do that, you think they are bad. They are not bad. You are the one who is lacking some skills on leadership. Second, you need to know more about accounting. Yes? You need to know how you're spending money. If you're earning less than you are spending, then you are in trouble. Just because you don't know how to control your expenditures, your accounting is poor, and you cannot hire serious accountants, you say maybe you're bewitched. So, no, your lack of skills is the one that is disturbing you. Honestly, what is limiting us from earning 1 million a day is because we don't have the skill to organize people, we don't have the skill to negotiate, we don't have a skill to account for our time and money, and there are so many other skills. Whatever thing you want to achieve, ask yourself, do I have the right skills? And if you don't have the right skills, ask yourself, can you acquire them? And if you don't have time to acquire them, the question is, do you have the ability to hire someone who has the skills you would want to acquire so that he would do the job you want to do? I think that is very important. You need to work on your skill set, your ability to perform. You are always complaining because you don't know anything. Ignorance is the biggest factor of our failure. You hear people talking negative of situations. It's because you don't know. People are crying of rain. Others are praying for rain. The issue is one. It rains too much and you complain. It rains too much and others celebrate. Why? Because the way they have positioned themselves. Their positioning ability is the one that determines whether they will be sad or happy when something happens. Now, you can choose to be sad. It's okay. But you can choose to be happy in whatever situation by positioning yourself. And how do we say that you're positioning yourself? By acquiring the skills that can help you withstand the situation. Why? Nature is there to disturb you. You are there to stabilize nature. If it rains, the question is, have you gotten a drum to harvest that water? So that during the sunny time you may spend less on your water so that you can use the 10,000 liters you've actually harvested. Okay, if you're a farmer, have you tried to invest like 3 million to get a simple irrigation system so that when it rains too much, you can still have water? But you are the same people who are going to complain that it's raining too much, yet you had the money to buy the equipment to keep you throughout the seasons. So what am I trying to say is that ability. Work on your ability. Don't complain. Just work on your ability. Whenever something goes wrong with you, know that there are certain skills you don't have. So don't pray for less problem. Pray for more wisdom. The ability to solve problems. Instead of me crying that why is this problem, I should be looking at the wisdom. How do I overcome this problem? And if you're wise enough, instead of overcoming, you do what? You prevent. Wise people don't go through trouble because they see trouble before it comes and arrange for that trouble to get much better. So that's what we're talking about, money mongers. If you just tuned in, this program is called Money Mongers. I will explain to you in a future program what money mongers mean, but you can also do your homework. I know what it means. Now, what am I trying to say here is that the way you position yourself is determined by your levels of skills. If you know that money is passing through your fingers and you cannot study accounting, hire someone who has spent his life studying those things and pay him very well so that he can do that work so well. If you have issues organizing people, pay those people who have the ability to organize others and they do it for you. But there are some basic skills you have to learn yourself. And those ones you have to research. I will not talk about that. Now, your ability to perform depends on your levels of skills. Once I realized that I was wanting to live 10,000 a day to 1 million a day, I realized I needed to start a company. Starting a company, I realized I needed to work with people. Working with people means I need to learn more skills on leadership. I need to learn more skills on documentation. I need to learn more skills on thinking. I need to learn more about imagination. I need to learn more about communication. I need to know more about controlling my emotions. I mean, there is a lot of things that comes working with people. People can piss you up. And you get pissed because you don't have the skill to control your emotions. Start staying relevant and committed to your job. Instead of retraining people and directing them, you fire them. Just because you lack skills. And then you're complaining. And you think the world is the worst place to live in. Yet some of us, we think this is the best place. Maybe the Earth is the best place so far. I haven't found any other planet that is better than Earth. So if you think Earth is bad, then try Mars where there are no oxygen. They are thinking of throwing there an atomic bomb so that oxygen can be existent. But here they have everything. So what am I trying to say here? This is the best place to be. Africa is the best continent to be in. Uganda is the best country to be in. If you think otherwise, it's okay. You have the right to do so. You may try to be a slave in Eastern countries, or you may choose to go and do pottery in Western countries. Whatever you choose, it's your choice. But what I'm saying, you can learn these new skills. If the government is against you, you can rally people and help change those policies that are stopping you from growth other than leaving the country. You leave the country because your ability to change stuff is limited. So, in short, that is the third thing. Work on your skills. Work on your abilities. Don't complain. Work on your skills and abilities. I'm reminding you, your level of success is dependent on your level of skills. Full stop. Once I learned that, I became free. Once I find myself hustling with something, I need to buy more books, pay more mentors, reach out to people who are good at the areas I'm bad. I motivate them, they show me, I become better, I continue. You get? Yeah, if I'm unhealthy, I need to look at the people who have started being healthy, other than those who have just started